Hey guys, this is Jordan, and I just wanted to come out with a video on the new Royal Workshop and how it works, what I recommend, etc. Alright, so first off, we're just going to start off with what kind of storage, etc. should you get. I recommend getting all three of these lodging and this with storage, as you're going to have a lot of processing mats coming in. I also have a bunch of mats in here as well so that I can just straight up upcraft. Now, which workers are we going to put on this? So the workers that you're going to want to put on the gather nodes are going to be the shell folk. The shell folk bring in the most mats in a day. I've already tested the shell and the Doke, and the shell outperforms the Doke. So you're going to want to go with the shell people. Now, as far as processing goes, it's not that big of a big deal of what you use to process, but if you want the fastest worker on the processing, you're going to want to put Doke on these. So that basically covers the workers. Now, you're also going to be getting these tokens. So where are these tokens? Right here, morning gratitude token. So with the gather nodes, as you put the shell folk on the gather ones, they're going to bring in these tokens. And with these tokens, you can unlock. So these little things that are locked up, you'll be able to turn in your tokens to an NPC in order to unlock to the next stage. Now, if you're wanting to know which NPC do I talk to, is going to depend on which node you want to unlock. Now, I recommend unlocking the gather nodes first, because in order to upcraft, some of these, it's going to require a higher gather unlock in order to process. So for example, with this, I'll just use this as an example. If I want to make this item, I can't unless I have an artisanal knacker. In order to get that, it is going to require me to unlock this one for the gathering. So gathering is going to be what you're going to be unlocking first in order to make the other processing items. Now, as far as which one should I take is up to you. It's up to you which one, depending on the food buffs that you want, because that's typically why people are doing this, is because they want these food buffs. Now, to note, however, the food buffs are a very low percent chance. It's an extremely low percent chance. This could take like months for you to get, unless you swipe 50 pearls, which I do not recommend, but I'm sure people will be doing that. But that is the way the gather nodes work. Is essentially you're going to unlock these first, and then you can decide which food buffs you want, as each gather node has different foods on them. So you get to choose which one you want. Also, a thing to note is that not every gather node has the same materials. So if you come down here, right, this has clay, alloy, quartz, charred timber, straw, and bamboo, and thunderstruck jujube. Whereas this one has clay, which it has clay, alloy, but it has mud, and this one does not have mud. So for some of the processing materials, depending on what you want to process, will depend on the materials that you acquire. So if I wanted to, I could process this. This doesn't require mud at all. This requires mud. This doesn't require mud, and this doesn't require mud. So that might be something that you want to look at, the materials that you may need. Now, where do we turn in the materials? You are going to be turning in these materials in Valencia. Valencia is going to give you the biggest bonus for silver for these trade items. And you're going to want to make sure that you connect to Valencia. So you're going to want to make sure if you have to, rip out some of your empire in order to connect before you turn in. Another thing to note as well is some of these gather materials that the workers are crafting when it comes to processing is they're going to use node mats. So what you're going to want to do is kind of look through the node mats that you may need. So silk, cotton, powder of rifts, powder of time, translucent. You're going to want to go through all of this. I'm not going to do it all, but those would be examples. And things that you may want to pick up that have to deal with the materials, you may want to pick up these because they give rough translucent. If I come down here, you may want to pick this up to get the cotton. You may want to pick up this one to get the silk. A lot of the rough crystals as well. You may want to pick this up to get the rough mud. You may want to pick this up to get the rough red. You may want to pick this up to get the rough green. Those are suggestions. Just understand that some of the processed materials are going to use mats. So you will probably notice on your server that a lot of the mats are pumping. Other than that, that's basically the idea of it. Is your workers are gathering mats, which are these items. You're then combining these items with your own materials in order to make these trade items, in which then you will take these to Valencia and you will exchange for silver. So it's essentially just burning the mats, turning it into silver, and that is the way this workshop works. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.